Just went over Indian Oil's bridge, the old horse crossing when the bridge wasn't there, and heading west along Sheep West Trail. The side trails to Sheep Falls, I found a very defined loop. It was super easy to see off the main trail. And this is what the main trail looks like. Typical. I think this is gonna be what it looks like for the whole way. Just traversing low in the valley. Here's the junction for horses with the south portion of Indian Oil's trail. So the parking lot is just downstream from here. You can't really see anything. But Indian Oil's trail, oh, right there. The second side trip to the river led me to nothing important. There was just a really good trail, so I thought I'd follow it, and it got me here really easy, but very anticlimactic. Head back up, continue on. It's weird coming across these signs that are in the middle of no junction. Just the middle of the trail. It's the second time I've seen something like that. The last one was down in Wolf Creek on the cut line. Absolutely no junction anywhere near it. And the third side trip down the river takes you to Blue Rock Falls. So right before I had mapped, the main trail goes right. I see a flag, and there's a game trail that goes uphill. So I obviously just mapped anywhere, but let's see if this is the game trail that the Fern talks about. Looks pretty good so far. The left-hand split of the trail, there was flagging. There's game trails everywhere. There's a bunch of cows down in here, you can tell. So trails are really sporadic. I'm just following something that's good. I'm not sure if I'm on the exact trail, but flagging faded out in the field, and I just picked this up going in the general direction. And based on how many trails are out here, I think I'll be okay to get to the end without having to go off trail. But this could just vanish. We'll report back. I'm almost towards Junction Creek, and I came across a moose antler that's been severely chewed down. But again, this trail has come and gone, mostly stayed here, but it's been easy walking wherever it isn't. And as you can see, there's just game trails absolutely everywhere. This valley is littered with critters. Somehow, how I mapped it out on Google Earth, I was exactly quote-unquote on trail the whole time with this game trail. It still keeps going up the valley, but I wanted to get to the creek instead. So I don't know how much higher up it goes. And I'm just gonna turn around, go back, and finish off the rest of the day as planned. So I just don't want to be traversing up the creek the whole time. So there's Junction Day Use, Sheep River, Junction Creek. There's a road on that side. And there's also a really good trail on river right of the creek. So the left side going upstream. Gotta check out what the difference is between the two trails and which one's better to take heading up Junction. Well, this trail is on the south side of the Sheep River, direct south. You can see the river right there. It's not into fern, but I'm sure it's been kicked in so much from everybody being trapped on this side from the melt or trying to get here when the river's high. But I know that this is going to take me all the way back based on how good it is without problems. On the south side of the river, that trail heads to Junction Creek. Heading down is the horse crossing, just west of Blue Rock Creek. So we're gonna find a spot to cross and continue on. So the actual crossing is on that tree in the middle. It is too deep. So I just went up the gravel bar and crossed above the standing wave. The tall, or the first one up there. So it's just mid-shin, pretty low. Today everything on the south side of the river is done. Now we are on the north side of the river and heading to Junction Day Use. And from there, I'm gonna go check out Whiskey Lake Pond. Just below the put-in at the day use area. So I'm at Junction Day Use and the kayak put-in. This is where I normally come down to the river. And there's the trail there. I thought that was the one that you always take up. The Junction Creek is right down there, and then I noticed that there's also a trail on the far side of the creek and another one of these that go there, so figure out which one to take. Just above the upper Blue Rock parking lot. Well, from the viewpoint, I followed a really nice trail down to the river. Looked like it was going to be promising, and it just ends in this little scramble. So I think we're going uphill onto the road. Came up on a good trail from the river, that little loop. It was worth it. There was good switchbacks. And this is Sheep Trail West. I think I was calling the Tiger Jaws section Sheep Trail West. But you can see the parking lot. So I'm just gonna run down, tag it, come back up. Whiskey Lake Loop Trail. Just shot off of Sheep Trail and heading westward. The Whiskey Road is all treed in. This is like the best shot that you get of the Shangalashi summit block. I don't even think that's a summit, but a cool little block. But, heading north, Whiskey Pond. I might have been calling it lake in other places. This place really sucks. It's got a sweet meadow view of Shangalashi. Trail is really bikeable. Super flat, super good. Electric fence. Got a cast iron stove in there. Wagons. Just up the hill. Bunch of hitching posts. So the trail running north-south out of the upper parking lot. There's this sign. I came from Two Sheep Horse Trail, 1 kilometer. I'm gonna run down to Junction Interpretive Loop. That takes you back to the main parking lot. And after, I'll go do that Junction Interpretive Loop, and it takes you below the parking lot down that way. So this whole area has really good trails, and we move forward. Junction Valley, took the Link Trail from Blue Rock Creek down to where the parking lot splits, right there. So we're at the lower lot. This is the Link Trail from the lower lot, or the upper lot, depending on where you are coming from. And it heads north to Blue Rock. So a bit muddy if it's wet, but otherwise it's really, really defined. So all the trails are done. Just walking the river back, because the only other option is the highway. And for ticks, it was an easy day, nothing exciting, but the trails were really good, so just for that alone we're going with four tickies. Sheep Falls, and the parking lot is just right there. And here's the horse crossing. I was on that side down at the river earlier this morning.